Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kop-Ish.
Good evening, lovely people. I hope you're well. Welcome back to another live preview. It's the big one. It's the big one, people. Manchester City versus Liverpool Football Club. Title decided, many people are billing it. In my opinion, going to be the game of the season. So if it's the game of the season, we've got to get some great guests on, don't we? In our corner, we've got a man like AGT.
Yes, people, what's happening?
Big up, bro.
Great to be back, man. Great to be back.
We had to bring a couple of the opposition, and we couldn't pick two better guys. Boy, I've got to
bring the champions in, innit? The champions, yeah.
You know what, Steve?
Steve,
you know what I was going to say, right? I swear there's two of them and there's two of us. So why did they need to go and why did you need to go and get a third? Is it like when we beat you when you don't have fans? You always have to have that little advantage, don't you? Like,
no, Cal's neutral. Cal's neutral today.
There's only two City fans on YouTube, so we only.
How are you going to say he's neutral? I was speaking to my fair. He's from Liverpool, bruv.
We've got Daps. You guys have seen him on a Thursday, but he's blessed us with his presence again. Big up Daps. And for the first time, hopefully won't be the last
time, yeah.
You've seen him on the Big Six show with Turkish, Matisse, Tobes, Grizz, and Saeed. And now he's here. Big Steve, welcome to Kopish, brother. How you guys doing?
Cheers, man. Yeah, cool. Thanks for having us on, man. Looking forward to the game.
Definitely.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, you know what, Steve? Now you said that, I'm gonna have to start with you, bro.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about the game?
Good, man. Relaxed, innit? Listen, this is nothing new to us. You know what I mean? Every time we've been in a title race, unless we're like every time it's close, we've won it. So I'm relaxed. You know what I mean? We know what we need to do. We're a point ahead. We've got no better manager in title runnings than Pep Guardiola. We seem to be finding our form a little bit. We did have a bit of a dip. Can't lie. I just think it's just a good old-fashioned shootout. I just think, I'm going to be totally honest, I think if we beat you Sunday, we win the league. If you beat us Sunday, you win the league. That is how I see it, because I don't see you losing after that. I don't see us. So, and I'd rather have it this way. I'd rather just have a good old-fashioned shootout, because there's no better teams for me in Europe than us two. And the game at Anfield was probably the best game of the season for me. Obviously, it was a draw, but I think that the levels that both teams got to in that game, the intensity was that high. When he was there in the away end, you could feel it. You could literally feel it in your chest, the atmosphere, and it was a joy to watch. And I'm hoping the City fans create the atmosphere at weekend, and I hope it's that kind of game. And listen, I'm sure you guys will agree. If we beat you on Sunday, you got to take a step back and think, you know what? The best side won. And if you beat us on Sunday, I'm going to take a step back and say that, because it's just what the Premier League's all about. It's what we need. And if you're a football fan and you don't want these kind of games, you're supporting the wrong teams, because I've had many a year where end of the season games meant fuck all. I didn't have that feeling in my chest. This week, I'm buzzing. I've just watched Atletico Madrid park 10 double-decker buses at our place last night. We're trying to get through. And then we've got Liverpool. And then me and Daps fly out to Madrid on Tuesday. And then we fly back into London for the semi-final against Liverpool. Now, for a football fan, what more do you want, man?
It doesn't get better than that.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't get better than that. It really doesn't.
I've shown this before, yeah? And what you were just saying there, right? And you were talking about, like, having games where there's nothing to play for. I keep this one out here, this program out here, yeah. This as a kid is what at Main Road, honestly, this is the most I celebrated. It was the last day of the season when Blackburn won the league. Right?
Bro.
And I genuinely, I'm not joking, Steve. It was like that growing up, wasn't it? I mean, the Kip-Ax last day, that was a good one as well. But generally, we didn't have much to celebrate. So we know about them. And what Steve said, I think. Look, going into Sunday, do you realise Klopp has not won at the Etihad in the league? Are you aware of that?
He has
has
actually.
won
He
in the
has
league.
4-1.
Yeah.
Hold on. When did he? Oh, was that on the
2015.
Klopp? Did he arrive that early?
And I was on the clock, bro. Bobby got
That-
Come
one.
on, bro. If you're going to come with
Oh,
numbers, at least get them right.
Well,
Get
well,
your
well,
numbers
to be
right.
fair,
Come on,
lads,
bro.
Coming
lads,
like Boris.
hold on. I was
You're
giving
like
Klopp,
Hancock.
I was giving Klopp more credit than he deserves, so he joined you in 2015.
Yeah. And we beat you in
right.
the Champions League there as well.
That
I
was
said
halfway
league. I
through the
said- no,
season,
I said
though,
league.
innit?
I said league. He joined you in 2015. My bad. When did Pep join us against you?
2016, no?
Okay, fair enough.
I
thought they joined
think
at the
Klopp
same
had
time.
only been in charge for about 4
2
games
weeks.
when we went to
Yeah.
City, innit? Like, it was City and Chelsea were 2 of his first, like, 5 games.
That was
I
a
think.
poor City team, though. I remember Mangala scoring an own goal in that
Yeah,
game.
it was.
He was shite, wasn't he?
But
Poor
If that, was
City
Pep,
team.
if that was Pep's last season, that was the season I think we got 66 points, to be fair. under
Pellegrini, I think
Pellegrini.
it
Yeah.
AGT, I'm going to come to you. And Steve made a very good point. The last 2 times we've been in close title races were 13, 14, 18, 19. Both times we went to Etihad. Both times we lost the game 2-1. Man City ended up winning the league both times. Why is this time going to be different, AGT?
Why is it going to be different? Well, if you look at those in particular games, they were so close. You couldn't call them. I mean, we're talking about 11 millimeters in one of them, especially. So yeah, the history looks favourable to Man City in these situations, but I don't think they've actually come up against us. In all fairness, when we've been in this run of form, I don't think we've gone into one of those games having won the last 10 before, and we have won the last 10 now. So. Listen, records are there to be broken. Obviously, Klopp's been to the Etihad a few times. We've held a few slumps. We've held a great win in the Champions League, a great win in the league, but no real win or joy there really since 2015. So it's time to change that. But again, it could go to Man City. It could go to Liverpool. I mean, Steve, the one thing that I'll always respect about Steve is he knows his stuff. Yes, he supports Man City, but he knows his stuff. And I'd be a fool to come on here and disagree with what he said earlier. I genuinely do think if we win this one on Sunday, it's a huge psychological blow either way you look at it. But if we win on Sunday, we're in the driving seat. If they win, they're in the driving seat and they probably won't slip. And I don't think we will if we win on Sunday post this game.
Do you know what's going? Sorry to interrupt you, Alex. Do you know what's going in your favour a lot? And being in these runs, this does mean a lot. Because when you go into every single game, home and away, you get a momentum as a fan and as a team. And you sort of galvanise your whole club, and you sort of turning up at these games like a machine on and off the pitch, and you're all together. And you've got that right now.
Yeah.
Because when we were chasing you down and we needed to win all them games, and Vincent Kompany smashed that one in from 40 yards, we was on the same run. We had the support, the momentum, and we were like a machine. You're like that now. The only difference is, I just think that I've just got a feeling Pep might get us over the line. But listen, if we get over this line after you come in so close, I mean, to look at that Liverpool team and think they've only won 1 Premier League title, they'll always be remembered for me in the Premier League era as fighting with Pep. Because if Pep Guardiola isn't there, you clean up. But I just think, I've said it before in other streams, without Jurgen Klopp in this league, we don't hit the heights we're hitting now because Pep
pushed you.
got Klopp under his ass, and the same with Jurgen. Jurgen's looking at Pep and thinking, he's taking it up a level. I need to take it up a level. And it really is. We can come on here and we can slag Liverpool and City and we can banter and we can all go a bit daft. But there's no point because we're all football men and we've got to respect the teams. And both of them teams, there's a thin slice between the pair of them either way. And I've never known anything like it. It's mad, man. It's mad.
He's right. You know, when you look at an era and we say, Fergie, Wenger from 96 to 2000. I mean, the real peak of that era, that rivalry was probably 2005. I don't really think that we've seen anything like this. And you mentioned there, boys, about the title runnings that we've had 13, 14, 18, 19. Are we not counting 19-20 when we pasted them by 25 points to win the league? Or is that a non-starter then?
I was going to
come
to it.
Okay.
I was going to say as well, you know what? Another season or two, and if I know United fans and Arsenal fans will hate this, but it'll be longer than the Wenger Ferguson era, because this is the thing. I always say this to Arsenal fans when they talk about their golden era. Arsenal's golden era, they ended up with 3 Premier League trophies. So City have already gone way past that with our golden era. And I think this is just going back and forth, back and forth. Even when you guys said to me, he joined you in 2015, I didn't realize it was that long.
7 years, man.
That when you look at it, and it's still going, you can't see either of them leaving,
and he might stay longer
anytime soon. Yeah, and then you have to be now. Seeing we're going to be respectful, we have to be honest. Even the season we won the league, you have to remember you did win the Champions League that year.
Yeah.
So I mean, everyone spoke about how good Liverpool were that year. You have to respect City, that we beat the team that went on to win the Champions League that year. So it's like even the seasons when one of us isn't, the other one's still doing other things. So it's like we're just going at it. And this is, someone was talking about our consistency in front of goal yesterday. Steve, I think you'd be the first to agree. Recently, we haven't been too clinical. However, someone then made a really good point that when we play Liverpool and when Liverpool play us, the level's just up. The chances that certain players maybe might have missed against Palace, might have missed against Southampton, might have missed against Tottenham, against Liverpool, they just don't miss them because they can't. It's the margin is that small. We miss it, and it's the league. We can't be missing.
You could literally miss a last minute. Let's say the game's 1-1 with 90 minutes on the clock. There's 2 minutes to play. Let's say for either team, we get a massive chance to finish off the game and take that victory. That miss or that hit in the post or the keeper pushing it around the post, that literally could be title or no title. And we've seen how close it's gone before. I mean, yeah, of course, like Steve said,
11 millimeters.
Exactly. We can all sit on here and slag each other off. There is no point because, and maybe I would have done that if this was a United game because we've got a lot on them, right? We beat them 5-0 away. But when it comes to City, I can't say anything apart from they're the benchmark and we're lighting a lighter just under that benchmark and it's slowly burning away. And listen, if we win on Sunday, I think we're in the driving seat. But the respect here between 2 sets of players, maybe not Bernardo Silva to Liverpool in fairness, but the managers especially are almost in awe of each other. These guys are looking at each other going, wow, look at it. Look how great he is. And that's just respect. That's football, man. And, you know, it just makes for what promises to be just a ridiculously high level of standard game on Sunday.
Agreed. So, just 2 things. Firstly, is that the real Turkish in the chat? If it is, big up.
I think it is, you know.
Okay,
yeah, it is.
Big up Turkish.
But can't you tell the Thiago there? Everyone's just
I know.
Thiago
Turkish,
stuff.
careful, bro. You're in a Liverpool channel now. That Thiago stuff might not fly in the comments.
Doesn't run here,
You know what? I just saw a comment. I want to ask Steve a question. I just saw a comment saying City fans would be happy with a draw. Steve, would you be happy with a draw? No, thank you. No, we wouldn't.
Okay, not happy.
The end of the world. The draw's not the end of the world. We just don't go and get beat. So if I'm coming out with a draw, I'm taking it. But if we win that game, that puts daylight between us then. And we can afford then really to lose another game. I'd do a mad slip up somewhere and still have daylight. That's what I'm saying. So I just think we need to win, man. And I think Pep will be drilling that into him. But it really is. And in a mad way, right? In a mad way, both teams have had fantastic seasons, but someone on Sunday, if they lose, it's going to look like the season's been a fucking nightmare.
It's almost like somebody's always got to go. Yeah.
Yeah, and another team would swap positions we're in, but literally some set of fans on Sunday, if there's a loser, it's going to be heartbroken because you've come. I mean, especially me because I go to every single game home and away. It's literally ingrained in my life. It's like I see Man City more than I see my kids. So it's like, if you know what I mean, I'm going to come out of that stadium and I'll be like, I'll either be rock bottom or top of the world. And that is literally, for me, what football's about. You know what I mean?
The only good thing of this one over playing...
I'm not going to lie, bro. I'm praying it's rock bottom for you. I'm being neutral here, but I'm praying for rock bottom for you guys and the highest trust.
The only good thing with this one over a derby, right, is you don't have to face them Monday morning at work.
Yeah, I've dealt with them Reds for years, so they don't really bother me anymore because it is what it is with them. They're getting their medicine. This is for trophies now, so it's getting a bit tighter. And bragging rights is different, but Premier League titles and that we're still on our journey and we're still creating our history. So we everything counts for us. You know what I mean? We've got to get.
Can I ask you a quick one?
Yeah.
Because potentially we could still play each other 3 times this season, yeah? So how about this one? Let's say, for example, you win 2-1 on Sunday. Fast forward a week, we beat you in the FA Cup, we go on to win the FA Cup, and we beat you in the Champions League final, right? Let's just say that happens. Would you be content with that, taking the Prem over FA and Champions League?
Well, somebody said to me, would you swap the Champions League this season? You take the Champions League and Liverpool take the Premier League. I said, yeah. The only reason why is the only stick that a lot of people are beating us with at the minute is the Champions League. And Man City fans have never really had this affection with the Champions League. But after last season getting so close and getting to the final, I was gutted in Porto. And I came out the ground and I looked back and I seen Chelsea celebrating and I thought, you know what? We need to win this competition to get this off our back. And what it was in the early days, we never really belonged in it. I don't think we ever thought we was at that level. But now there's no excuses. We are at that level. We're beating Paris Saint-Germain's, Real Madrid's. We can beat anyone on our day. So Man City fans now have to take it up a notch and realise that if we want to be considered among the elite, because some of the things we've done is elite, Centurions, Formidables, the points totals, all the records Pep's broken, that is elite. But to get the Champions League in the cabinet, then it just silences everybody. And then don't get me wrong, I've never won the Champions League, so I can't compare it. But winning the Premier League over a 38-game season is fucking unbelievable. And it's a mad feeling when you get to that last game and you get over the line. But Champions League, that part of our story is still pending. So if you ask me, I'd take the Champions League and Liverpool have the Prem in an ideal world. But listen, if we won the Premier League and you won all them, I'll take my hat off to you and I'll take my Premier League.
The thing is, and we kind of saw it, Steve, last night, I feel like we've spoke about this before, about how, like, even last season, we needed what we've needed, right? And I always go back to the Europa League when we got knocked out. Remember when Ilano had a belter of a game when Mark Hughes wasn't really trying to play him, and we needed to go through in that game in the Europa League because we needed a big European night. And then last season we had Dortmund, then we had PSG, and it was only when we reached the final that we really started believing. And I think it was losing it that really, and furthermore, losing it to an English club, that hurt that little bit more.
Horrible,
and
man.
you could see it last night with how buzzing the ground was last night. You could see that we're starting to believe in the Champions League. But we could flip this question back on you. The same way, you know, we always say, for years and years, we've said all we care about is the Premier League because maybe deep down we haven't thought we're ready for the Champions League. At the moment, you lot want to get that Premier League tally up, don't you?
You want to get number 20.
You want to get it up. Oh, you want the bragging right. You want to catch up with them lot over there. But also, once you've won a couple more of them, you'll probably go back to wanting the Champions League. But if we asked you the same question, if right now the season could end and you could throw the Premier League, throw the Champions League and throw the FA Cup, you take the Prem straight away, wouldn't you?
I'd take
That's what I'm going to ask. Drift AGT, what you guys see? You guys know what my energy is. I want all 4, so I'm not really looking to come.
No, it's funny because what Steve was saying about they beat Man City with the Champions League rod, people try and beat us with that rod. Because remember, we'd never won the Premier League, then we won it, and then you've only won it once, and all that jealous bullshit.
You can never win.
Yeah, you know, the league only started 30 years ago because all those other titles didn't count before that. You know what I mean? Name change and all that. But yeah, it's we just want to equal Man United. We want to go 2020, and officially make sure they can't ever say anything about who the biggest club in England is because they're always going to talk about them having that one extra league title. But that's what we want, isn't it? Not in a cocky way. We're used to the Champions League, getting to semi-finals, getting to finals. You know, we did back
quarter-final last night, Drift. You know,
it's crazy, isn't it, bro? It's crazy.
We've won 6, so it's every time we get in a quarter-final, there's a 33% chance that we win it. Technically.
Yeah, I think is it 9 finals we've been in total, and we've won 6. I think it is.
Yeah.
So we're used to it.
The craziest thing is, if I take away, well, before I really knew what football was, I've seen you win more Champions Leagues than I've seen you win leagues.
Yeah, we have.
And I'm not mocking it. I really have. Like, and you can say the same to us, of course. But like, it is like that. I've seen you win Champions Leagues when you really weren't doing much in the league. That is what winning a couple of Champions Leagues does to you. You're all of a sudden your fan base believe you know about those nights in Europe, and that's where we're trying to get to at the moment. We're trying to get like that. So,
indeed. So, guys, onto the game again now. And Man City boys, I'm going to start with you guys. Injuries. Usually it's the other way around. Liverpool are usually the ones scratching their head thinking, we got this player out, this player out. If I'm not mistaken, Ruben Diaz is still out, right? Or is it touch and go for this game?
He won't play. He's out, yeah.
Carl
You're
Walker,
confident on that, Steve?
Fit?
No, it's fit. Carl Walker's fit.
Carl Walker's fit.
Suspended last night.
Fit. Hold on. Who was this other centre back?
Stones.
Stones is fit. Stones fit.
Stones is fit. So is it just Diaz you've got out?
Didn't play last night. Yeah.
Jesus is back now as well.
Yep.
He plays. How are you feeling not having Diaz? Because he's considered your quote unquote your Virgil van Dijk. He's your best centre back. How are you feeling with him not being available?
We're not had him for weeks, and Laporte and Stones have come in, done a good job. Nathan Ake, I've got to give a big shout to Ake. I was never his biggest fan. Early in the season, he worried me a bit, but every time he's come in this season, he's done a job. And you know what? He played left back last night, and he was good. And I feel a little bit easier with him there. But listen, Diaz is a big. I'm never one to harp about injuries. I don't care about it. Listen, we're Man City fans with a great squad. We cannot argue about injuries because we've got decent players. If you're asking me, would I rather have Diaz? Of course I would. Same with you with Van Dijk. You'd rather have Van Dijk. But listen, Diaz is a leader, and he's a leader in big games for us. So we are going to miss him. But look, we're going into the game, top of the league, and we haven't had him for weeks. So for me, there's no excuses. Laporte and Stones are able deputies. We just got to go and get our fucking job done. We know what needs to be done. We've got to make sure we set the pace at the Etihad to a high level, keep it at a high level, and get the win. So for me, Diaz, sad he's not playing, but don't affect it for me.
This is a thing. We can't come on here. I always say the same thing about referees, swings and roundabouts, and any fan base that want any fan base that want to moan about referees and whatever, forget it, because it swings and roundabouts. We all know it, and the same with injuries. None of us big clubs can sit here having the squads that we have and moan about our squads, because our squad is. A football club is not your best 11. It's your squad, right? If your squad is not good enough, then your football club's not good enough. It's that simple. So all of that injuries, the same thing with injuries. None of us can moan about injuries. You had your season with Virgil out and Fabinho having to play centre-back. We had our season with Laporte out, Company out, and having to play Fernandinho at the back. We've all had them, right? So there's no point talking about that. If we are the best two clubs in this country, injuries do not matter.
Do you know what?
They do, but I get what you mean.
They don't.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna hand it to you guys because I come on there and I was hoping you guys would slip up and say something about the injury stuff, and you've both done well so far. So I'll give you that.
No, because it's same with these people going on about decisions and shit like that. Listen, coming out of Anfield at 2-2, I was coming through Stanley Park. There was Liverpool fans saying to me, "Fucking hell, Milner should have got sent off there, and he should have done that." But I overlooked that because, listen, that's what happens in the game of football. You can pick every single game of football from a fixture list at the weekend and watch them all and pick some out of them that you don't like. There's no point. At the end of the day, the result still stands. We when we beat you 2-1, Leroy Sané scored. Vincent Kompany did a tackle on Salah. He jumped off his feet.
That was horrible, that.
There's
and then
no
called him a
VAR
pussy
there.
as well.
There's no VAR there, yeah.
And stood over him and called him a pussy there.
He was a pussy, to be fair, because he never touched him. But what I'm saying is it's a dangerous tackle. If he jumps in the air now with VAR, he's off. So in them days, it's off. You know what I mean? Things like that, it's off. And then we've played them Champions League games against you. We scored 2 goals in that. Were perfect goals. But they got disallowed. There was no VAR. So if you go back to that, Kompany sent off in that 2-1 game. You maybe win it. And Champions League, we score at Anfield and then we score another at the Etihad. Maybe we're through. So this is how mad it is now, football. Yeah. But listen, it is what it is. I think I'm just really looking forward to the game. I'm 100% confident in my team. You should be 100% confident in your team, the way you're playing. And it's literally just a blockbuster. And we all just need to sit back and fucking let it go.
It's a bit like a derby. You see with derby where sometimes form goes out the window. Yeah. I think that is exactly the same with this, because if we're talking over a 10 game period, your form is better than ours, right? However, like Steve said earlier, our form in the last 3 games has been good. You've picked up wins, I think, in your last 3, but your form maybe hasn't been as good it has been at some points in this season. But with this, I've got this real feeling in my head that this is a business end of the season. This is where City come alive. We came alive a bit earlier this season, but this is where we come alive. And I've just got this real feeling in my head that Pep's drummed it into these players how important this period of the season is, and it's like we're just going to pick up Bernardo. We've seen Kevin De Bruyne come alive again. He's scoring goals like he used to. He's winning goals repeatedly. Bernardo Silva, we know how he plays against you lot. Foden, and let me be clear, last night, Foden and Jesus, I've seen talk about Foden holding bench and whatever in the toxic world of Twitter. Listen, the minute I looked at that team and I saw Foden and Sterling not starting, I thought perfect, because they are the two players that have to start against Liverpool. I know Mahrez does damage, but against Liverpool, the way the game starts, the way you lot like to come out flying, we need a team that press, win the ball back. That's what Grealish and Foden do from the front. So I thought straight away, they're starting against you boys. I put money on it, Foden and Jesus starting against you.
So on that then, ADT Drift, who are the two players from Man City's team that you sort of not fear, but you look at and think they're the two we've got to really keep quiet if we're going to get the 3 points?
Obviously, De Bruyne is just the best midfielder in Europe right now. There's no question about it. So naturally, when he's fit and he's playing and he's up for it, then it's him. The other one, it probably, in a weird way, yes, Foden scored an unreal goal at Anfield. Take my hat off to him.
I'd go Foden.
But I don't necessarily think it would be one of the attackers for the other name. I actually think someone like a Cancelo or a Walker could actually potentially hurt us a little bit more than your out-and-out number 9. Obviously, City don't play with an out-and-out number 9. But if Walker's playing, he is someone that can hurt us, especially if Robbo's overlapping, etc. So, yeah, I'll go with De Bruyne and Walker, you know.
I'd agree with that. No, sorry. I agree, as in, like, we do have to worry about those fullbacks because... Here's the thing. Both these teams are so unique and are so level that I genuinely don't think either is better than the other. And if somebody says they're just biased because they support the club. Like if these teams played 10 times, it'll probably be 5 each. It's just that type of situation. Like, so who takes it on the day is just who's got that nerve, who's got that bottle on that day, who might have a bit of luck, who might have, you know what I mean? Like, there's no, even the managers, you lot already know, like, well, Cal knows already how much I rate Guardiola. Like, if you really made me put my neck out on the line, I'll say he's the best manager in the world. But if somebody says it's Klopp, I ain't got a problem with it because there's an argument it's him as well. So it's like it's literally like a coin flip. Who's the better manager? Who's the better team? Who's the better squad? Like, everything's just a coin flip. So I think everybody's dangerous. Like, literally, like Bernardo, Mahrez, Foden, like Gundogan can come out of a goal. Let's be real. The goalkeeper with his passing. Anybody in their team can come out of a moment of brilliance.
He scores goals as well. So,
but you can flip it the other way, and everybody in our team from set pieces, they've got to worry about all of our defenders,
Let's ask the City boys. Who are the two from our team, guys, that you look at and think we've got to keep those two quiet?
Honesty.
First of all, just for me, for you, the most important player for me for City at weekend is Rodri, because Rodri's got to get a grip of that midfield, and at Anfield he did. Every time Liverpool were trying to mix it in the middle, he won everything in there, and he was massive for us. Because if we let Liverpool control that midfield, you just overrun us. But Rodri has got to step it up a level so for me, so important. But from Liverpool, I mean, you look at Liverpool, you can look the same. You can look at Trent, you can look at Thiago, you've got to look at Mo. You know what I mean? For me, Mo Salah, I don't buy all this bullshit that he's not on form. Listen, players like that, I'm telling you now, Pep Guardiola's got his whiteboard, and that Mo Salah's name is all over that whiteboard, even if he's not scoring, because you know it's there, so you can't ignore it. And so Mo Salah, I think he's a great player. I always fearful of Mo, and Trent with his deliveries. You know what I mean? That ball from 3/4 down the pitch over the top and around Laporte, especially. Could do us damage because Laporte's got that mistake in him. His positional sense sometimes twisting the wrong way, getting caught wrong side of the defender, fucking bundling into him in the box and all that. You know what I mean? That can happen. So for me, it'd be Trent and Mo.
You know what he just said there, what Steve just said there is exactly that's what Diaz brings. Diaz brings that little bit of organisation to our defence. So the Laporte and Stones thing really, really does work against teams like Chelsea who are going to sit back. The thing with teams like you that come at us, that's where we need a bit of the old school Diaz. But we're fine with Stones and Laporte. Now, the midfield battle is everything in this game. One thing to mention that Pep did at Anfield that I've noticed, it's like he'd studied the games at Anfield, right? That you had to neutralise the crowd. And in the opening 20 minutes, every time we got the ball, instead of moving forward, we just stopped, turned around, passed it back. And it was like, he knows he needs to get this crowd anxious and not playing that rock and roll football. Now, I've been reading the comments, so I'm going to move to the second one I'm going to mention first. Your first one, and I don't know why, right? And I know you're not going to say he's your best player, but he's definitely been pivotal this season and in the last 2 months. For some reason, he keeps popping up in my head, is Jota.
Diogo, we call him Diogo.
He does that to people. Ask Arsenal, bro. He does that. He does that.
He's one of those players that he can have a quiet game, but he could pop up. And for some reason, for the last month, I keep getting thoughts of that in my head. And then
keep manifesting, bro. Keep manifesting.
That's called rent-free daps. It's all right.
There you go. You can have
right.
Steve knows it as well.
You know what? I'll be honest. It's been in my head as long as you lot have been celebrating first while you've been second. So
about 10 minutes.
36 minutes actually, to be precise.
So the second one, for me, and I've been reading the comments. It's a very obvious one. I do agree with them. This is the first time that like we've been better against you recently, right? Because our midfield, and I honestly believe on form, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, Rodri, not Kevin, Gundogan, Rodri, Bernardo Silva. Yeah, Kevin, sorry. That four is, for me, the best midfield in the world this season, right? However, and we can dominate games. You look at our big games. You look at the United games. Yes, they are still big games. You look at the game against you lot. You look at a lot of the big games this season. They've just controlled the game by keeping the ball and possession. My one concern this weekend is they're coming up against, finally, a fit and in form Thiago. He's one of the players I wanted Pep to bring with him, to be honest, because he is an absolute baller. And he could be pivotal if he gets control of the game. I think the midfield you start with is very important.
I actually think Thiago could slot into a Man City team quite easily. I think he's that good.
Yeah,
I think Klopp said it. Didn't Klopp say I think Klopp said in 2019, the best two midfielders in the Bundesliga last year was Keita and Thiago, and now we've got them both. So, and Keita was unbelievable last night, by the way. I think those two players are gonna cause damage. But like Steve said,
I think you need to be starting Henderson, if I'm honest.
Bro, I'd start Henderson, Fabinho, and Thiago in every single game if I could.
Yeah,
if I could choose, they're the three for every single occasion, round, semi, final, whatever. The only thing I'm concerned about, Anthony Taylor refereeing the game at Sunday next week, obviously from Manchester, fourth official from Manchester as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Steve and Liam Gallagher were doing the bloody third and fourth official.
Excuse time. Excuse time.
Is it the referee that's doing the VAR was the same referee that refereed the game at Liverpool, the one that didn't send Milner off?
Oh, what about the referee that didn't give that handball at Everton, Rodri?
Let's not do this, guys.
You're missing the point there. That's called the hand of Rod.
Is that what we're calling it now?
If City win the league, I'm getting a banner made, the hand of Rod. That's what I'm saying.
Wow, man.
Because that was crazy, that shit. And I was there. I could see it from the away end, and you know what the away end at Goodison is wanking. Yeah, and I could see it from there. So it is what it is, man. But listen, we're not going down that murky road about referees. You know what I mean? Anthony Taylor and that. Anthony Taylor's a United fan, I heard. So if he's a United fan, he ain't gonna want, you know what I mean, any of us to win. I don't think. But
it's Iniesta, in it, on VAR.
Say again.
It's Tierney, in it.
Tierney, yeah.
Yeah, Iniesta. I don't know who he supports because he's kind of dodgy all round, isn't it? So I don't have a clue.
There's a stat that's going around where I think Liverpool under Klopp have averaged around 2.44 points per game, with Tierney being either on VAR or refereeing it's 1.8 or something like that.
This is why these managers now need to be careful who they slag, because they can slag a guy off. That guy could be in a VAR room, miles away, eating a takeaway, and think, "Oh, what did you say about me, our kid?" And next minute, them lines are getting moved all over the shop. And
Sorry, have you not heard this latest ruling? Have you not heard this latest one that's just come out this week? That apparently the FA have brought in this thing where the referees are going to start training with teams.
I've heard
so
that,
so that they build camaraderie.
Yeah,
you can't. That can't happen. It can't happen.
No
that's
way.
just
Talk about conflict of interest.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Sheikh Mansour's going to have him picked up from the train station in a limo, right?
Train station, he'll get a helicopter.
Yeah, remember the referee, Mark Halsey?
Yeah.
I went to a sportsman's dinner with Mark Halsey, right? And he said to me that he used to train with Bolton Wanderers, right? Because he lived around there. So he was never allowed to officiate a Bolton Wanderers game because he trained with him. Bolton played at Anfield, and he said the fourth official got something happened. They rang him up because he was local and said, "Can you get down here, do fourth official?" He said, "Yeah." He said Bolton scored in the last minute at Anfield, and he fucking celebrated. And he was the fourth official. He said that at Sportsman's Dinner.
Wow.
He said, I was that engrossed in the game. He actually said, if there's ever footage comes out, you will see me celebrate at Anfield. And that's why referees can't have dinner with fucking players.
That can't happen because we'll have footballers' wives learning how to bake. There'll be special deliveries being given to all this. You know what I mean? All these home-baked goods the refs will be going on with. And now, fuck that. That can't happen.
Watches getting handed out and that.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
But bro, it's
Range Rovers given to drive home. No, don't get in the Uber, mate. Take my Range Rover. All that shit. Nah, forget all that.
You can't have it. You can't have that. It's murky waters. Football's going down the murky water road there if that happens, isn't it?
Yeah, big time.
And we've moved it perfectly on from your excuses that you were getting ready about referees. So let's.
No. It's. I mean, if you heard it was two Scousers officiating, I'm sure you'd start to feel a little different. But
that's what it is. On our face, bro.
There's three of you tonight. There's 3 of you tonight, and 2 of us. We'd be fine with it.
Do you know what,
neutral.
I don't ever think I've heard of a Scouse ref. Has there ever been a Scouse ref?
No, is that one, which is the one that supports Tranmere? That's always in the away.
He's not.
Yeah, we don't associate ourselves with Mike Dean.
Yeah, he'll be gone soon as well.
He's one that celebrated. Didn't he celebrate when someone scored Tottenham one time, and he actually ran off celebrating and then stopped?
Yeah.
Played advantage.
Gonna read out some super chats, guys, before we get score prediction. But guys, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you check out Daps' channel. Make sure you check out Big Steve on the Big Six Show. Glenn says, horrible record at City. The drubbing when we were drunk with the title success still great. Yeah, we need a W massively. Big up Kop-Ish. Big up to yourself, Glenn. Eddie Venture says thoughts on the ref and VAR. We just discussed that.
Literally touched that. Yeah.
Mr. Dare I Say It Drift says, which do you want on Sunday? Because I promise you it will happen. VAR F up, red card or penalty not given. Given controversy is bound to occur. I'm only putting good vibes into the atmosphere. We're going to win the game and it's not going to be controversial.
Yeah. No negative vibes. No negative vibes.
Come on, tenor. I need to come on here more often.
Edward says, I don't see this being a repeat of 18, 19, 97 and 98 points. I see us dropping points in other games, possibly Villa, Spurs or United. I can also see City dropping points to West Ham or Wolves, but it's over a City win.
All right, cheer up, Edward. Bloody hell.
No, I'll be honest, I think both teams will drop points after this game regardless.
Yeah, I do actually. I do.
It's the business end of the season. When people have been looking... You know what? I actually think with City, there's probably more chance of us dropping points if we don't win this, right? Because if we do win this, if we don't win this, I think we're going to have the bit between our teeth even more. And I just, the one thing when people look at the games both teams have now and try and say, that's an easy game, that's an easy game. There's no easy game when it gets to this point of the season. They're looking at teams like Newcastle going, oh, well, that should be... Newcastle are fighting for their lives at the moment. You can look at anyone. They're trying to, like, Burnley, both of us have had to play Burnley recently. If Burnley got relegated, they wouldn't be back in the Premier League for so long. And the money in the Premier League, every team is fighting for their life at the moment. So there's no easy games.
Indeed. LFC Aaron says this Liverpool team and Man City team over the last few years are the best 2 teams of Premier League eras seen. Only United 08 and Chelsea 05 come close, not invincibles. I agree personally. I know Turkish might be watching. I agree, bro. Jamrock says last time City won at Anfield prior to last year was 2003. Streets are meant to be broken. The games are normally close and rely on high levels of concentration. Facts.
I agree with that.
Big up Turkish as well. Love for the love. Chris says more pressure to win, City or Liverpool? Liverpool,
100%.
Yeah.
City can afford a draw. We can't really afford a draw. Brian says, respect to the City boys. I watch you on the terrace and Big Six and respect you. Liverpool boys, question for you. Who plays with VVD and who's going to be in the front three?
That'll be Matip. And then I think up front, it will be Diaz, Jota and Salah. I think it will be.
I go Diaz, Mane, Salah.
I'm the same as both of you. I don't know who's going to be playing out of Mane and Jota. But I'm neutral today, innit? So I don't have to decide. So
I hope it's Mane because of my thoughts, and it might be Mane, you know, because there's probably
you just know
what's
what's
going on in
Jota
that head, isn't there? You're thinking a lot about Liverpool in that head.
Red free, baby.
Listen. No City channel do Liverpool watch-alongs, but I know several Liverpool channels that do City watch-alongs. So
yeah, I still find that a bit strange. I'm not gonna lie.
Very, very weird. Very weird.
The only way I'll do a City watch-along is if we'd already got the game in the bag. It was the last game of the season, and if City lose, we win the league. Then I'd possibly consider it. Other than that, it'd be weird to do a City
last game of the season. They're all at the same time. You'd be watching Liverpool.
No, that's what I mean. But so there'd never be a time for me to need to do it.
No, listen, there's no way in sweet Mother Francis Mary's name that I would ever do a watch along of a City game. And there's no way I could ever see Steve doing a watch along of a Liverpool game. There's probably
I've never done a watch along full stop.
Yeah.
I've never done
probably one Liverpool channel.
You're at the games, that's why. You're always at the games, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I'm always busy at the games, isn't it?
Yeah. But there's one Liverpool channel I can think of that would do that. And I won't mention who they are, but I think you know.
ADT trying to get us in trouble still. Jamrock says speed and directness with pressing and counter-attacking at times is what he gets at City. Dynamic midfielders that can overrun their midfield and make De Bruyne work. Good point. Same with them.
Oh, hold on.
Go on, Daps. Go on.
Sorry, that tickled.
That tickled
Right,
you. That
let me just ask. Let me just ask you guys a question.
How many of them Maggies you had, bro?
Does Kevin, I'm good with them. Does Kevin De Bruyne work? I'm asking you lot because I know Steve knows.
Look,
of course he does.
He's a hard-working midfielder, very hard-working midfielder.
So hard.
Yeah.
But that's the point, though. We want him running towards his own goal, not running towards ours. So if we can have
or towards the bench.
Yeah.
The thing is as well, though, with your team as well, it's so many battles on that pitch where you look at it and you think, you know, if you come forward a little bit more and let De Bruyne in that pocket, he's going to hurt you. But then if you drop a little bit deeper and try and follow him about, or someone like shadows him about, you're taking a man out. We're the same with Rodri. It's just perfect football game. I'm excited for the game. I'm nervous for it. Of course I am. But when I get in that stadium, my mind's watching it all the time. You just got to respect it, man. Like I say, from you guys have had a successful time as a football club. We've been up and down like a yo-yo. So there's been many a time where I've wanted these games. So for me, I'm as a Man City fan, I'm privileged to watch these games. So you don't get no hatred or bile from me. If we was up against the other mob from across the road, oh mate, I'll rattle the doors off. You see me on the Big Six. I haven't got that energy towards Liverpool because I've been beat off Liverpool and come out and thought fair play. When you done us in the Champions League, I thought our arses fell out. You know what I mean? I thought the stadium, the atmosphere got to him, but slowly but surely, I'm finally getting over that block and getting results. So listen, I just can't wait for it.
And that is the thing. When you talk about the quality of this game, it's not just this season. It's been for the past 3-4 seasons, and we've had a few draws along those seasons, right? But even those draws have been like so good to watch, where every fan can look at it and go, do you know what? Like, right, let me give an example. This season, when you played Chelsea earlier, not the first game, the second game, right, where it was quite high scoring.
2-0, then 2-2.
Yeah, right. And it was irritating me slightly that some some people were saying, "Oh, this game is of such a high quality." I thought it's not. This game is really not of a high quality.
was
got more
entertaining.
goals. It's entertaining. This is not.
Oh, on Anfield was 2-2, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the best
Wasn't
game
that
of the
1-1?
season so far.
But-
No,
but-
it's 2-2.
Oh, De Bruyne
Was it
and
2-2?
Foden scored.
2-2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
2-2.
City one. Yeah, but the thing is that I can look back at games between us that haven't been high scoring and they've been draws. But the quality of the football on the pitch is undeniable. Like Steve just said, it's not just battles all over the pitch. The biggest battle is, we know this is Pep and Klopp battling. Now, even if we go back to the 2-2, first half City was so good. Second half, Liverpool came back into it. And that it just sums up how good this battle is. Now, I've got a question for you guys real quick. I was thinking this last night. However much I really don't want to face Liverpool in the Champions League, listen, it's likely that we're going to have to face Liverpool in the Champions League if we want to win it. I mean, yes,
final.
Bayern might put you out, but how beautiful for me and Steve, if we win it, would it be if the league goes down to the final day of the season and then a week later we have to play you in Paris for the Champions League?
I think
Like,
I'm neutral.
Dabs, I'm going to be honest with you. I respect you lot massively. And even though if it wasn't for you, we'd have 4 Premier League titles, so I hate your guts. The respect is there, so I'll never get vengeful about it. Do you know what I mean? But I'm sick of the fucking sight of you lot, if I'm being completely honest.
I was about to say the same.
I wish Man City would just fuck off. 13, 14, 18, 19, 19, 20. Nah, fuck, I'm sick. FA Cup, I'm fucking sick of the sight of you lot.
I hear what you're saying,
honest.
but the thing is, it's down to a point now where if we want to win the Champions League, the likelihood is we are going to have to face you. It's not me going up. It's not me going in group stages.
I hear that.
It's at the point now where we come through on ours. It's either you or Bayern realistically. And if it's going to be that, do you know what? There would be nothing better than doing a domestic treble. Sorry, not a domestic treble. Sorry, a treble, full-on treble, and beating Liverpool in the league and the Champions League.
Likewise, bro.
Nothing better. Nothing better.
Well,
Now,
If that's how it ends up, it's the best rivalry the Premier League's ever seen. If it ends up
United and
last day of the
Arsenal.
season, both of us, Champions League
I
final
don't
and then
think
the
it's gonna
FA
end.
Cup semi.
I don't think it's going to end either. I don't think any of the other teams are close. I don't think Chelsea are close. I don't think Man United are close. Man United just bought Ronaldo, Varane, and Sancho and finished worse off than they fucking did the year before. So they're miles away. Then.
Madness. Although I'm not looking past Bayern. I don't want any Liverpool fans to look past
Bayern's a tough team, man. Bayern's a tough team.
Yeah. I'm not looking past Bayern at all. And I'm guessing you lot feel the same way about Chelsea in the semi-final of the Champions League,
man.
because
Fucking Tuchel's got that daft way about him, man, where he gets beat off Brentford 4-1, like they got smashed off West Brom last year and then won the Champions League. It's just mad.
yeah.
I'd rather face them than Madrid, though.
Nah,
I'll
surely
go
not.
back to Madrid. I know we're going to Madrid Tuesday, but I'd rather be back there the following couple of weeks.
Yeah, Man City smoked Real Madrid. Chelsea, don't know about that one.
You know what it is? So earlier in the season, I was saying I would definitely want. I don't want Chelsea or Liverpool in the Champions League, right? But it's got now. I'm looking at where we are now. I'm looking at the fact we've played Chelsea this season twice. They haven't scored against us. Pep fully had Tuchel's cards in both games. We were so dominant in both of them. Then that was before their forms dipped. Now the way their forms dipping, and the one thing with Real Madrid, I would say, if we were to get to the semis, that they have very similar to you, to be fair, is that DNA of Champions League that maybe. However they're not as good. I hear what you're saying, but you know these clubs that have DNA in Champions League sometimes with City's DNA that we're still trying to build.
You wait for it to get involved because it'd be too bad what would happen on the pitch, bro.
There we go.
Destroy them.
Well, they were trying last night, to be fair.
You'd rip them a new one. What Chelsea are going to do it tonight? What
you think?
All right, quick one, guys, before we let AGT head off. Score predictions. All right, AGT, gonna start with you, bro. What are we saying?
The score will be 2-1, but I don't know to which team.
You're catching splinters right now, AGT.
I am. Yeah, but it's been splinters, bro. For the last 4 years, it's been splinters. So, I mean, I could easily come on here and say, yeah, we're gonna do them 2-1 massive away win. Or it could be a 2-1 City win. I can't call it. I genuinely... And I'm on Sky Sports News in the morning, so I better think of something. I can't even give you one, boys.
They'll dub it, bro. They'll dub it. They'll dub it to make sure you're saying Liverpool win. They'll dub it.
But I can't call it, boys, man. I can't. It's impossible.
Fair dues.
Can't.
Fair dues. Steve, what are you saying, bro?
I'm saying City win 2-1. I just think we're going to get it done. I think we've hit a little bit of form. Kevin De Bruyne's starting to tick. I just think it's going to be a mad game. I think there's going to be madness involved. Something we're going to be talking about something, but I just think City will get the win. We'll be tight.
Okay, Daps.
Here's where I'm going to spoil it for you. I can't do predictions. Sorry, I can't wear shirts on match day. I can't do predictions. It went wrong.
Oh, we've got a superstitious one. I know the feeling, bro.
Not wear shirts on match day.
I don't wear shirts. So the last time we were in a title race with you, right? I just generally, because I remember wearing a shirt one day and we lost a really important game, and after that, I've got three. I've got that. I've got the not giving predictions and then one show got me to do a prediction against Palace and we lost. We dropped points.
Mate, I didn't wear a shirt for 10 years at a game, a football shirt, yeah? And on the Champions League final, I wore a shirt and we got fucking beat.
It's all these things. And the other thing...
Seriously, mate.
I won't give a prediction.
But
you know what's crazy?
What I did is, to break the hoodoo of the shirt, next time we play Chelsea at Stamford Bridge this season, I wore it and some City fan went, "Last time you wore that shirt, Steve, we lost the Champions League final." I went, "Fucking hell, this is trying to break the hoodoo." So the shirt's back in favour now. I don't wear
Steve,
it.
No, Steve. I'm checking your suitcase before we go to Madrid. You're not bringing
it's not coming.
Not in the Champions League. No way.
You know what's crazy? I know exactly what they're both talking about because I'm exactly the same. But I've tried to learn to break it because it would destroy you. If it would, like, I'm talking down to the same drink, the same socks, the same shorts.
Bro.
Like I've got to a point when I was younger where I used to have the exact same outfit, and I thought, this is ludicrous. What am I doing? Like
I've
this
grown.
is
It's too
insane.
small on me.
I just watch games naked now. Then there's no chance.
No, it is bullshit. All that superstition stuff is
bullshit,
man. It is bullshit, man. It is bullshit. But it is.
When
you're a football fan, you're reaching for the football gods, aren't you? So any balmy idea that you get in your mind. I've even bought programs from the same program guy. I've even bought pies from the same fucking stall. I've even had a piss at the same time. I've done loads of mad shit. It's probably not made any difference, but in my mind, my fucked up, warped Man City mind, I got us to the title because of that.
Yeah. Steve, this is how bad it is, bro. I finished my drink once, and the other team scored a winning goal in the 91st minute. And from that time on, I never finished the drink I was drinking during the second half. That is how stupid it gets with superstition. That it's dumb. It's so dumb.
The worst one? This is the last 2019 season, where it was us and you before. I worked very closely with a Liverpool fan, and this is how bad it got for the last, I think, probably about 10 games. Is every match day, I would bet on a Liverpool win. He would bet on a Manchester City win, just so that if either team, if City lost, I'd still have something to be happy about. And he was vice versa. Luckily, it ended up that I lost a bit more money, but we won the league. But it was both of us doing it.
Poor
we were
you. I've lost a lot of money like that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's mad what we do,
though, guys. When the fun stops, stop.
100%.
I'm thinking about putting 100 quid on City to win at the weekend. So
no, you ain't. Over my dead body, brother. You mad?
I can't go through. I don't think I'd be. My body just wouldn't allow myself to.
Like Daps just said it. I don't understand how no one doesn't get it. If Liverpool lose, I get 300 quid. So I'll be devastated, but my pocket feels better. I don't understand how anybody doesn't understand, and I'm paying for the win.
I'm going to call your bank and tell them someone's been frauding your account.
Champions League final, I offered Matisse £1,000 straight bet, City and Chelsea, and he turned it down.
But you were confident though.
I was so confident. That's what I mean. Sometimes the blue tinted spectacles take over me, over this eyesight, and I went for it. Me and Toby've got a bet at the minute. I lured him into a trap on the Big Six show. He was getting a bit confident about Tottenham. So he said, basically, Tottenham will finish between 5th and 7th. And I said, right, I'll have you the 500 bet £10 bet, you know, between 5th and 7th. He went, right. I went, okay, so you've got 5th and 7th, and I've got everywhere else. So I've literally got Champions League places 4th, 8th, 9th, and he's like, shit. So,
you know what, though? If Tottenham get 4th, I think he'll give you that 500 quid happily, though, to be honest.
He said that, but I did him a little bet off air. I said to him, keep the 500 and take one of the big 6 fans, a Tottenham fan that's never been to the game, take him to the game next season and give him like a match day experience on that dough.
Yeah,
no, that's bully.
He will do that. They'll lose. They'll never go back.
You're a better man than me, Steve. I'd have collected that money. I'm not gonna lie, bro. AGT, I know you got to shoot, brother.
Thank you, boys.
Please tell the people they can
Pleasure.
find you, bro.
Yeah, so myself, AGT, if you type in AGT, normally America's Got Talent is the first one you see. Still trying to get that changed, to be honest. But yeah, I'm always under that. And then obviously the Cop TV, we're out here. Preview, reviews, fan cams outside the ground, big collabs like with yourself, boys. So yeah, to know that we're all part of one big family, all pushing, we can all win as well. No one has to miss out. You know, 100%. Steve's on here. He's on mine on Friday. He's doing the rounds. You got to respect it. But yeah, man, listen, it's been a great chat, and yeah, good luck, boys.
Yeah, bless up as always, bro.
See you Friday, Steve.
Up,
in a bit, boys. Take care. Nice one, Daps.
Right. Big up.
Nice to meet you.
All right, gonna read out some super chats. Sorry, Drift, are you gonna predict a score or?
Yeah, I think City are gonna win 2-2.
That sounds like an Arsenal type of approach.
I'm actually going for a 3-1 Liverpool win.
If Man City draw, they win the league, right? So that's why it's a City win 2-2.
This is not going anywhere near you guys this season. I'm just letting you know.
Look at that. Look at that.
Okay. All right, you know what? That needs to have red ribbons on it so badly. Oh my god!
It hasn't had them for a while, has it? To be fair,
actually, it hasn't.
Once
it
in
hasn't.
the last
one season.
Once in the last like 6 years or something, 6, 7 years, 8 years. How many years? Must be once in the last 10 years, in fact.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Blue is the colour.
The Beery. Haven't finished my from yesterday. You man are doing a preview. What am I supposed to do with this preview?
Save it for Friday, Zabiri. Save it for Friday.
And shout out to the citizens. Big up Zabiri. Diogo says, what an elite panel this is. Big up AGT and Big Steve. Not sure about Daps, so just kidding. He knows you, Daps. Don't you worry, bro. He's always a regular on a Thursday. A-Spec says, from a tactical standpoint, I guarantee you Bobby starts dropping in on Rodri's toes. Good point.
I can see that.
Rich Dean says, has Naby played himself into the first 11?
Not for the City game, but if he starts, no one will be shocked.
I'm not sure.
I'm still going Henderson.
I think I am as well, but don't tell Matt. Zabiri says, Kop-Ish, the streams are coming thick and fast. Matt's Wi-Fi is back in training. Zabiri, is Matt's Wi-Fi going to be fit for the calling show on Friday? God only knows. We reckon Matt's
fingers crossed, bro. Fingers crossed.
A-Spec says, I would love to watch a documentary where Pep and Klopp sit down with each other and discuss this era and their battles. Would be a good insight. I think that will happen in the future.
Yeah, I think
they get on well as well. They got on well as well. Flintoff, just joining the stream now. In my opinion, whoever wins this game wins the title. We need revenge for 18-19. Big up Daps and Steve, but 20 is coming. I agree.
We'll see.
I agree. But no, Daps, Steve, it's been absolute pleasure having you both on as always. Sorry, if you're going to say something just then.
No, it was just about that super chat. I think if we win this game, it's still not a foregone conclusion the way it is for City. We've got the Manchester derby, the Everton derby, and Tottenham. I very much doubt we win all three of those games with the pressure Everton and Tottenham are under for what they're trying to achieve. So I still believe winning this game doesn't win us the league, but winning this game for City wins them the league. So if we win this game, it still isn't Liverpool's won the title.
I disagree, Drift. I think whoever if City win the game, I still think we can catch them. If we win the game, they can still catch us.
No. We're not catching 4 points on them, Cal.
Both teams are going to drop points.
4 points in 7 games. City barely dropped 4 points in half a season. Never mind 7 games.
They dropped.
This is what I'm saying. I think we got Wolves away, which can be tricky, but I think we get the job done. Got Brighton at home. We've got West Ham away. We've got Villa at home.
Newcastle at home.
Newcastle at home.
West,
So
West Ham will be in Europa League maybe, or they'll be exhausted. Villa are looking tired now.
We always smash them for some reason.
Yeah. No one's taking any points off City, Cal. So,
all right, Drift. We said this, but you said this before, and we're here now with 1 point difference, bro.
That was different.
Not different. It's the same.
Although I do have a theory, whoever wins this game loses the FA Cup game for some reason. I don't know why.
We're winning the
I'll take that. That's the least important game on my agenda, to be honest. I love the FA Cup, but it is what it is. I'd rather win Sunday.
Yeah. I think you know what's crazy though, just before we finish, that both these teams are going for a treble and a quadruple. This has got to be the biggest game in Premier League history, surely. If you think about what actually is on the line behind not just this game. No team I can remember in their rivalry, Arsenal versus Man U versus Chelsea, like any other rivalry, there was never a point in the season this late where there was a game and it wasn't just that game that mattered. It was a treble or a quadruple on the line at the same time. Not that I can remember anyway.
It shows the British dominance in Europe. That's what it shows.
Yeah.
It's like every season now. It's when you're getting down to the final stages. There's a couple of English teams in there. I think that's what that's really shown. Whereas if you go back to like Man United in their dominance, Arsenal were never really. I think they got to one final once, right? They were never really.
Arsenal have never been dominant in Europe. Full stop.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. So it's
dominated.
Let's just get that in there. But it is a point now where look, we're down to the quarters now. And there's 3 English teams, and we're all pretty confident that all 3 English teams will go through to the semi. Now that we're at that stage, it's like, we're just dominating European football at the moment for me. So
yeah, it's crazy.
Peter Hour says, I thought my girl was bad luck, so for 24 hours before the game, I wouldn't talk to her. It worked because it started after the Real Madrid first leg. Look, I'm not even gonna.
I apologize on behalf of all of us, but if you don't have to talk to her from Saturday afternoon, then fair dues, bro. Do what you got to do, innit?
Those are the thoughts of I don't want no one's wife or anyone coming from me. I don't need that sort of drama in my life. Those are the thoughts of
No, let's be honest. If you meet a woman, no matter how much you adore her, the first thing you tell her as a football fan is football is always going to be important. You can't be angry at me because of it. It's just a fact.
Cool.
No, do you know what I said to my missus? I went, don't ever ask me that question. She went, what question? I said, there's one question you will never ask me. She said, what? Who do you love more, me or Manchester City? I said, because you will be upset. So don't ever ask me. And she's never asked it. She's never asked it. She's quite understanding.
There's no point in asking a question you don't want the real answer to.
Some have. In the younger days, when you're a bit mad and that, some crazy birds have asked me that question, and that's why they're no longer my bird.
Jamrock says, how are City overlooking a narrow lead against Atletico Madrid? I don't think they are. I just think they know this is a massive game, Jamrock.
Listen, last night we literally got through a brick wall, so it would have been very easy not to get through the brick wall and end up going to Madrid in a 0-0, exactly what they want. So the fact that we actually got through and scored, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
They will win it. They will win it, though, the second leg.
Indeed. But, boys, we're going to wrap up there. Again, please, guys, go and follow Daps on social media. You'll see him on the terrace as well. Guys.
Never a foul. Never a foul.
Say again, sorry? Never a foul as well.
Never a foul, yeah.
Link will be in the description as well. Big Steve, you'll catch him at any Man City game probably, as well as the Big Six show with Turkish and the boys. Guys, honestly, it's been a pleasure having you on. It's been hard for me this show because you guys have been rational City fans. I was hoping you guys would come in with some wild takes and stuff so I could have a go.
I think you've got to respect it, man. Like I say, there's no point in going down that daft road. The Big Six can get like that sometimes because we all know each other and it gets a bit wild. But yeah. I think a lot of people would rather watch it if you're respectful and you appreciate good football. If we just went at each other, you'd get a lot of likes and clipped up and that. But listen, everyone's nervous. There's fans out there nervous. They don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear City fans fucking giving Liverpool shit. I don't want to hear Liverpool fans and vice versa. I just want to hear an honest opinion because, listen, you just got to respect it, man. When you watch that level of football played at that high intensity, what's going to be on Sunday, you've got to take a step back and think, I'm privileged that my team is producing this and involved in this fucking situation, man.
Well said,
I'm really
bro.
looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Big dog, as Grizz would say, the Godfather Grizz, the big dogs don't bark. It's all the little Chihuahuas and the little one, Yorkshire Terriers, all that stuff. You know what I mean? That's Man United and all those other teams. Big dogs don't bark, man. They just sit there calm. You know what I mean? So,
Very
yeah,
true.
man, 100%, man.
But guys, make sure you smash the like, comment as well if you haven't. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thanks for joining us. Until we see you tomorrow evening, have a great rest of the day. Stay safe, stay blessed. We are Kop-Ish and we're out, people. Take care.
May the best team win.
peace.
Quadruple, baby.